Hi people, how you doing? Yeah, as you can saw in the title, I'm gonna teach you how to drive. And yeah, as you know, I'm just a sim driver that have the enough experience to feel prepared to teach how to drive. And yeah, this will be interesting for me. I will try to teach you how to drive all the kind of types of cars that I know. And yeah, let's start. We will start with the classic cars, okay? What I mean with the classic cars, I mean manual. This is a shifter with 6 gears. But what is a gear? A gear is the different kind of forces that we transmit from the engine to the wheels. It is like the information that is giving the processor to the hard drive. But what is the thing that we need to change to move the information? It always will be the memory RAM. Uh, the gears are like the RAM in this case, if you know of computers. So we have a different kind of manual cars that have 4 or 5 or 6 years, and also cars that have more than 10 years, but that are a very special cars that are like the trucks that have to move a lot of weight. That's the reason why. So while we move forward from 1 to 6, in this case, we will be changing to have more speed. And for example, the first gear have a lot more force than is the second gear. It will have force, but will be faster than the first gear. Then there is the third gear. The third gear is a lot faster than the two before. And then the fourth have a lot more speed, but while we uh, move, we will have less force but more speed. If we go back, we'll have a lot more force and less speed. So that's why we change the gears. This also can be taught with the bicycle. Normally the bicycles have different kind of gears. You know what? I'm going to take out my bicycle to teach you how it works. Yeah. So this is my bicycle, and this is my dog that is with us in this video. Now, this is gears. Normally in a bicycle we have more gears behind than in the front. But in the car, it just works with one place where you will be seeing these different gears. That is a transmission. This bike have two transmission. Normally the cars have just one transmission. That's the point. And in this bike, this is the shifter. While we are in the first gear, these have 3 gears. Imagine as that. As we are in the first gear, we will have more force to move our weight. If we move to third gear, we'll have a lot more speed, but we'll have to do a lot more force to move our weight. For example, if you want to climb a mountain, you will need more force to move your weight. So a mountain that is necessary to have force, you also will need to move it to first gear. While we will keeping a lot more speed, we can be changing to the second gear and then to the third gear. Then if we stop, we will need to have more force to move forward, with the third gear. That's why we change to the first gear. I really hope for you have understood what I have said, because I am not native in English, as you can hear. But yeah, it is what it is. I hope you understood this, and let's move to the next. Imagine this. The clutch is the thing that separates the gear from the engine to make the change to the wheels. It helps the engine and the gear to change. This is the changer. Imagine the clutch as the changer. You need this to make the change. Now, you always are going to make the change in the safe zone. What I mean with the safe zone, if you are a driver of a city, if you are driving in the city, or if you are driving or into the road in the city, you always are going to make the change in 3,000 inside 2,500 or 3,000. That's the safe zone to do it in the city. While we are moving forward, we will be forcing a lot more the engine, because the engine will be running to a lot high revolutions. If you are a racing driver, you normally will be doing the change at 6,000 revolutions, or also in 7,000 revolutions. It also depends on the car, on your car. Um, because normally sometimes you have cars that are a lot more powerful, and in the city you will always have to do the change inside the 1,000 revolutions in city. But at the circuit, because of the engine is powerful, you will have to do that, and while the car is have less power, you have to do it in a bit more revolutions. For example, I am here accelerating in neutral, and for example, here is the place where you have to make the change. Here where I'm pointing at. And for example, if you're a racing driver and you're driving at a circuit, and you also will have to have some experience, you can do it at this. As you can see, the revolutions marks in red, because it is dangerous to the engine, because it is running at really high revolutions. Now, something that I forgot to mention is neutral. Neutral is the point where the gears are not touching the engine. That means that you will not have traction, it don't will have contact with the wheels. For example, in this moment, the shifter is in neutral. Here we are not touching any contact. Now, the first contact is the first gear. This is normally called as a shifter of H, in H. Now, as I said, while we are going to change to another gear, we will have to press the clutch. And I recommend to always, if you are stopped and you have no brake hand, you have to keep pushing the brake. Then you change to first gear, you push the clutch. I'm not, I will have it as that, and then I put first gear. And always you will make another change, and also if you are stopped, you have to be pushing the clutch, as you can see. Second, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, and sixth gear. And now, maybe someone will be questioning how to make reverse. We'll have this just depends on the car. For example, this shifter have the reverse as you can see in the map here. We are, for example, here we are in the sixth year, you know. But in this shifter to make reverse, we have to push down the shifter and move it to the right and then to back. Now we are in the in reverse. As you can see, we are going back. But yeah, it is what it is. Now, this is another very really important thing. If you are going to drive, you always will have to have a really right position. I mean, you have to make sure that if you extend your arm and it is in this place, this zone of my hand, behind my hand. I don't know how it calls in English, I'm so sorry. But the arm extended have to be as this. Have to be as this. What that means? That you are in the right position because we have the enough space to do any movement, and also you have to make sure that you have a really right position with the pedals. This obviously depends on the model how do you change the position of your seat, and also in some cars you can also change the position of the wheel. But yeah, and yeah, if you have never seen a car inside, maybe you will never know how to steering. But yeah, you steers left and right. But something that you have to know is normally the road cars and the city cars have 900 degrees of rotation. Always is going to be like that. And sometimes road cars will have 1000 degrees of degradation of steering. But yeah, it is what it is. For example, cars like a Formula One have 3060 degrees. Sorry. I don't know what I have said. Some for the Formula One cars normally have 360 degrees of steering. I mean, it's something like this. And you don't have to worry about all these controls. This is just for the simulator. It is like the control of the Xbox or the PS4. But yeah, it is just to control the system. If you want to learn the real controls of a real car, you have to visit in a real car. Now, as you can see, this is here the indicator of revolutions, and here the indicator of speed. Here is the indicator of fuel on the tank, and here is the indicator, if I'm not wrong, of pressure of tires. But I don't know. I really don't know. I'm so sorry if I'm saying this wrong, but I'm sure this is fuel, this is speed, and this is revolutions of engine. And another thing that is extremely important is the way you adjust your mirrors. You have to be in the right position, and also you always will have to accommodate your mirrors, the back mirror and the left mirror and the right mirror is always important. And the mirrors are extremely important, obviously, to look back. Obviously, if you are going to turn, you always have to look back to see if some car is going behind you before you turn, and then if you feel able to go without any car behind you, you will be able to pass. But this is just a YouTube video. And yeah, that's something that you will be have had to be taught in the school, driving, in a driving school, I mean, while you um, feel the car, while you feel the real life and the scare of driving. um, Obviously you have to look back, and yeah, you will be learning, while you are at the school, um, driving at the driving school. Sorry, I'm really slow today to speak in English. I'm sorry. Now, just before we start driving, I want to let you know that this is Alfa Romeo Mito, and we are driving at the Tocancipá circuit. So, how to start? Um, this is the most important. You are in neutral. You are in brake. You want to start. As I said, every change will have to be with the clutch. You make the change, but not just that. Always you start, you will have to use the clutch. Always. That's essential. Because if you don't do it, you will cut it. So, you press the clutch, and as you can see, the clutch is something that helps to the engine to start and helps the revolution. As you can see, it is like in 900 revolutions. So I push out the brake, and then I push the throttle. I will start I will start taking off my feet off the clutch. I will start doing that. Always. You start taking off the feet of the clutch while you are starting to use the throttle. The point of start, it depends of the car, but you have to feel it. For example, the car starts while I am in the middle of taking off my feet off the clutch, and then I start. And another thing, if you don't want to turn off your immediately your engine, you have to brake at the same time you push the clutch again. You have to brake pushing the clutch, but not always. Just if you are at a low speed, that means that you can do it. If you just need to brake, but after the brake you will keep going, you don't need to push the clutch. So I will start. I make the change. I push the clutch. I put third. I push the clutch, and then I'm braking. I'm braking a bit, but I don't have to push the clutch. Well, I'm braking a bit, and then after that brake, I I just have to keep at the same speed. Now we are going at a really high speed, but this speed is just at the circuit. As you can see, I have been doing the changes at really high revolutions. But if you are at the city, you will have to brake. You have to change the gears, as I said, before 3000 revolutions. And now, as you saw, I braked, but at the same time I was in a low speed. I pushed the clutch when I wanted to stop immediately. That's the moment when you will be pushing the clutch, when you are braking. Then I'm starting. I push the clutch at the same time, the throttle, and then I take it off. Now, we'll be driving like if we are at the city. That's the point where you can change the gear. This is for don't force to match the engine. And you always will have to be kind with the throttle. You can't stay in a high pressure on the throttle always. You have to be moderate with the throttle and also with the brake. Now I am in fifth gear. We are going at 90 kilometers per hour. Now 100. Now we changed to sixth gear. This kind of driving is for the city or for the road. This kind of driving is right. Going at this speed if you don't want to go too fast, and always it will help for you don't force to match the engine. Now I have to apologize with you because of my language, because it's too primitive and I have too many mistakes talking. But yeah, it is what it is. I just wanted to make a video of how to drive. And yeah, as you can see, if at the moment we start reducing speed, we at the same time we have to go back in the gears. For example, we are in third year, we are in fourth year, we start to catching speed, but then we brake and we start losing speed to stay in the same amount of power. We have to start going back in the gears. As you can see, but yeah, I would like to teach you better the normatives of how to drive at the city. If I can find a driving map like a city of anywhere at Acero Corsa. But yeah, this is a circuit. This kind of driving, of being fast, is something that is not allowed obviously in the city, on the road, because we have limits. Yeah, this is just a circuit. And I am too accustomed to drive as that. But yeah, that is not the right way to drive. You need to learn about rules for driving, and that's all. Then you will be able to drive at the roads. Obviously, you have to have a really good health and good vision and good reflex. And yeah, always you have to be so focused of everything that is happening around you, including the mirrors, including while you are parking, and yeah, all of that. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I would like to make a video about how to drive a race car and how to drive in the circuit. That's something that I really would like to do. And yeah, also how to drive at a city, all the kind of drives of a car. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. And see you in the next. Thanks, Mampon, for record. These essence are so important. And yeah, bye.